Ding! Hey everybody, and welcome to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy campaign here on Twitch. And we're back from like a month of not... We had to miss the last session because I had to go to urgent care. I was having trouble breathing. And, like, it turned out it was bronchitis. I had like a bunch of crap in my lungs that I had to like kill with antibiotics. But now I'm better.
Yay!
So...
Good. Being
I'm
better is
glad
always
you're
good.
better. This doesn't sound like our intro music.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Suspenseful.
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
This is always the intro music. You're thinking the outro music. The ba-boom, boom. The club music? That's the outro music. That's outro music.
No.
Get it together, man.
We are trying something new today. For those of you just joining us, Bobby is running things, so we
So
I'm in
if we
control.
see anything,
Who runs
it's Bobby's
Bartertown?
fault.
It is Bobby's fault. But so the reason that I have Bobby controlling the stream tonight is because I still have to like do work on my computer to make sure that it is functioning properly, and I haven't had time because I've been like super busy. I went on a cruise a few days ago, an inaugural I did for a company. Then I did we just got a house. Like shit is happening at a fast. Oh, I'm also GMing D&D now for my tabletop group with I have 20 different players that were just like dropping in, drop out. So I'm like, I have stuff happening and it's great, but like I need to settle down and be like, okay, shh, focus.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no wonder you got bronchitis, man.
It's stress bronchitis. Yeah.
Not like things are crazy or anything.
Yeah. But so that's why Bobby's running the stream, and then hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be able to pick it up myself.
And I'm gonna end the stream early because I just found out from this is a joke, by the way. I don't want to stress you out, Oz. I just found out from bug catcher Brian that there is a this joke's going on too long for it to be funny.
It really
Yeah.
is. something Pokemon.
There's a Bulbasaur in
If you could
Viridian
explain
Forest
it
somewhere,
after.
and I need to go find it. So
Do it.
Welcome to Join the Anarchy, where our jokes always land perfectly.
Yeah.
topical joke about
Chad is
Pokemon.
loving you.
Let's go. That's
Yeah. So
Oh, Damien's here. How nice.
yeah.
Ooh,
God damn it. That's right.
starting off strong.
Right.
Okay,
So
back to
all
you,
right.
Oz.
So let's we are completely improvised. We're monitoring chat. We take your suggestions. Or anytime that you make a suggestion that we like, we get a plot point. We get a plot point, which is good for mechanical benefits such as rerolling die. Well, not adding, doing mischief, and you. Yeah, this is why Bobby was like, you need to write an intro so you don't ramble.
Don't tell them that I said that to you. It makes me sound like a jerk.
What? We need the intro. It's just
Constructive
facts.
feedback.
It is constructive
I'll
feedback.
have you know, I've had my intros written down since season 1.
Should I go then? Because
Consummate
you see
Whatever.
that?
Also,
You know what?
write down my intros.
You know what? Honestly, like, if you're watching this, you probably know exactly how this show works. Let's just fucking move this along.
Just
Right,
follow
right.
the script we have for every single episode.
All right.
Yeah,
Basically, to sum it up,
Did nobody update the teleprompter? Fuck.
basically to sum it up, you, the audience, can help us solve whatever problems coming up our way. You can give us suggestions. We take it. We get plot points that we can use to interact with the scenery around us or add things to the scenery. You can also donate and give us cheers and whatever, because that's awesome, that's friendly, and we get edge, so we can live. Let's get this shit started. Let's go.
Yeah.
Travis,
Yeah.
wow.
Hello?
Fuck yourself, Sam.
Hey. Hey, get it, Paige?
In fact, the situation that we find ourselves in as this episode starts was set up by last week's people. And Oz, what situation are we in right now?
All right, so y'all are in Rome, and you were investigating as... Okay, so the Order of St. Sylvester, which is basically the Catholic... not exactly secret organization, but pretty secret organization. Secret-ish, right? Oh, thanks. Thank you,
For
Nick.
the intro,
100 pog. 100 pog
Ow.
bits.
Okay, so Order of St. Sylvester was like, yo, this is... well, first they introduced you to Pureheart, Sir Pureheart, our guest, Bobby, who should introduce himself, I guess.
In just a moment. Keep going.
Okay. So they're like, hey, there was like a murder of a bunch of Ares citizens on a tour in the Roman Pantheon, and you need to go investigate. And once you went down to investigate on their behalf, found out that all of these bodies were nailed to the wall and like had their skin clawed off.
Ugh.
And it was really gruesome. And yeah, so now it is just time to further investigate.
Yeah.
That's basically it, right?
Yeah, and I will introduce myself now. I'm sorry, Stephanie, my wife, walked in and had to show me something exactly when you said to do that. My name is Sir George Pureheart, and he's a paladin of the order, or he's a warrior of the Order of St. Sylvester, and he's sort of the paladin aesthetic. Thanks, Savinus.
Hey.
And he's a self identified paladin, but he's also got a dark secret that he uses blood magic.
For good.
Darn. Yes, for good.
For
Also-
good. At least he likes to think so.
Savinus is our stream boss, so everyone gets an edge.
Hey.
What?
Wow.
Boom!
Quick.
Thanks, Savinus. That's
Have a good
Katie
night.
over on Misspent Youth. You should watch that show.
Yeah. He's amazing though. To fill out the visual description, he's got gorgeous flowing blonde hair. He's a dwarf, and he's got a thick beard, and he's got very fancy blue and gold and white armor with feathers and angel wings all over it and crosses and the works, and he's very, as you will find out, he's very sort of like he plays the part, if that makes sense, like he's quite bombastic and larger than life and whatnot.
Yeah. Avenzi was like, hey, is my stream boss character gonna make it? And I just realized I don't remember what your stream boss character is.
Have we? So for the past like.
That was a long time ago. Oh, I got it.
Have we?
We
debuted
we
those?
introduced.
We did that.
Yes, we did all three in one go last time.
So they were Ziggy's friends, is what? That
No, there was.
No?
It was the vending machine. That was Nick Morgan.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't know
vending
that
machine was Nick
there.
Morgan. The one of the friends, the Sunshine, was Palmer, and then there was somebody.
Doesn't it start with an F?
Oh, your Johnson here, Macchio.
Oh. Ralph
Giovanni
Macchio.
Macchio. Yeah, that's Eric the Mage's character.
Gotcha.
Nice,
No.
nice.
So many.
Yeah. So we knocked them all out in one go. But yes, so now I have to review this. Cool. Good to know. I'm just gonna leave that open and hope I remember. So, and actually, that's a good point. If you become the stream boss, or actually, rather, if you are the final stream boss of the night, you get to create an NPC to show up in the next session. You get to create it with me over on Discord. So.
Oh, also, raffle. That's one thing I totally forgot to open up on my computer. We take your suggestions and put them into a raffle.
Yeah.
I'm not
and-
going to say anything else because I don't know if Oz has things planned for that raffle.
We give away $25 on Drive Through RPG, and we're going to do the drawing. So that list is going to keep getting added onto, and we're doing that drawing on December 17th. So just before that's going to be our last show of the year, I think.
Aw.
Yeah, and then we start 2019.
$25.
$25 American dollars.
That's right.
25 more dollars than I have on Drive Through RPG right now.
What a coinky dink.
How did that happen?
What can I buy with that $25?
All
Well,
kinds
I'll
of
tell
good
you.
Shadowrun
Shadowrun.
material.
Join the Anarchy.
Yeah.
Not Join the Anarchy. Basically, we own Shadowrun Anarchy now. You can buy Shadowrun Anarchy, the digital version, and that's it.
Well, that's for $15. You can get it now. You can actually get a lot of the big books for Shadowrun 5th edition, which are good complementary books to Anarchy. So you can get stuff like Run Faster, Run and Gun, Kill Code, all that stuff.
Chrome Flesh,
So,
everything.
You can,
Yes.
From Flesh, yeah.
You can also get the Witcher tabletop, but let's not talk about that.
Just think
We
of
don't
it
talk
this
about
way,
that here.
chat. If you win the $25 now and buy or Shadowrun Anarchy book and save your $5 and then win the next raffle, you'll have 30. Then you can buy 2 things.
30.
30?
You can
I don't
buy
think that's how the
3
math works.
copies of
Don't
Join
follow
the
your
Anarchy.
math. But that
50.
sounds exciting.
50.
No.
All right, so
you save $5 and then you would win 25 and you would add it to be 30. Because if you bought something then,
Math isn't our strong suit. We're not here for education.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
math is
You
my
got it. I
strong suit.
trust you. I trust you on that page.
I've got a whiteboard in here somewhere.
If Johnny got one-
I've got a
so,
clear whiteboard. Let me write upside down on it.
All right.
Should we
So-
introduce the other team before we hop right in?
Everybody already knows you. Let's just move. Let's just skip all this stuff. Let's just get right into it. We only have Bobby for God knows how long. Like, let's just, and you guys have.
He's
There's a
at the end of
Bulbasaur
his,
that
he's
he
at
needs
the end
to
of his
get.
rope, you guys. We don't know how long he's got.
And here's
Well,
the
now
thing.
I'm contemplating my mortality.
So here's the deal. Okay, so just as a reminder, our tags for this mission are artifact destruction. We don't know what that artifact is yet. Reliquary bone. We don't know what the hell that's about either. It probably is the artifact that needs to be destroyed. Who knows? You need to ghost bust a church. Well, you are in the Pantheon, so let's see what happens there. The Pantheon is now a church, and there's Master Shedim, which you don't know what that is. You don't know what that is yet. So yeah,
Probably
but I'm
good.
pretty sure anybody who
Name
knows Shadowrun.
The name that's that mystical, I'm pretty sure that's
So,
good.
so we know that there's a Master Shedim involved.
We as players
Okay.
know that at some point we have to integrate a Master Shedim
Right,
into
right,
the
okay. I'm just trying to make sure I wrap my head around and remind myself what Pure Heart is aware of. He just knows that there's this thing happening at the church that needs to be investigated. People are dead.
Correct.
And when we last left our heroes, they had just found these mangled bodies nailed to the wall. And I believe Deliverance had checked to see if there was anything magical. She was sensing, essentially.
Yeah.
And what was the result of that, if you can remind me?
Dark black aura.
Dark black aura.
Dark black. Just
And no,
like,
no
this was-
spirits that were very clear.
No, nothing nearby. But yeah, just like this sense of like you will get the sense that this was like a ritual murder. There was nothing that was like, it was a savage murder, but there's something ritualistic about it that's just like gross. Like it, and you sense that
Deliberate,
there was
very
something
deliberate.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
Alright,
also
now-
Ares employees, right? I remember seeing hints.
They
of
were
that.
Ares employees. They were on a tour, and they were in the. This was on the. There's like a second floor. That's like a. I forgot what those are called. Because when you walk into the
Gallery?
Pantheon, yes. So they were in the gallery, and that's where that happened.
Okay.
But for the most part, when you like from the gallery looking down, the Pantheon is just basically one big long circular room. Even though the building is like a square, I mean it's a block, right? The inside is circular, and it ends in like a dome at the top with a big like sunlight, like sunroof opening. And there's like a gallery that is the windows are like in the walls, so that's where they were killed.
Okay. You know what I would like to do? I'd like to use my knowledge religion to see if there's any iconography or anything interesting around here, any significance to where they were killed.
You would know. So, because you're getting the sense that because this was done in a Catholic church, and there was this perversion of the the crucifixion of Jesus going on, because they were like hung upside down
Right.
by nails, except like this was like one nail to the throat and then nails to the feet. That you can't think of anything that's like satanic, but that would match this. But there's definitely, this is like, there is some kind of dark. You can't place it. You can't place what the religion is, but you know that it's dark, and it was meant to draw upon like the super negative dark side of fucking around with
Okay.
Catholic religion.
So it's
Desecrating, basically.
anti-Catholic, but I can't really identify exactly what this. They weren't targeting one specific religion, or I can't tell what religion they were part of.
Correct.
And
I'm not even sure if it's necessarily a religious thing.
Okay. It's more something aggressive for some other reason.
It could be drawing on the power of the Catholic Church and the subversion of it, but it's not necessarily like it. There wasn't a religious methodology to. It was like it got its power from subverting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm Deliverance is going to turn to Pure Heart and
Pure Heart was already on his way over to Deliverance, so yes.
Yeah, and she says, "No, I don't know exactly what they've done or why they've done this." And she kind of looks back at the bodies and kind of like gags a little bit. Sorry, that's a tough sight to see.
No need to apologize. It is quite a striking sight. I unfortunately have had the opportunity to steel myself to such imagery in my time in the Order, but I am curious. I have an idea of what might be going on here, but I'm here to sort of be a mentor of sorts, and I'd like to first hear what your take is of what's happening here. You've had a chance to, I assume, from watching you to investigate astrally.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise, there's some deep, dark, black magic behind this. I think they're somehow drawing power from whatever horrendous ritual this was. I don't know exactly what they wanted, but this was apparently instrumental to them getting it.
Your instincts are good, and strong. Your heart tells you something, I'm sure, and it's good to start there. Now, investigating does require a certain amount of level-headedness and breaking through some of your immediate reactions. You must steel yourself to many of those things and look for the evidence, but it is our instincts often tell us things, important things that we shouldn't ignore. I'd like to hear from you. What does your heart tell you has happened here?
Deliverance looks around and kind of looks back at Pure Heart and says, "I don't think this was anything passionate. It appears deliberate and planned. It I don't know that it's driven by hate, but by pure evil."
Good. You're in the right direction. You look around and you think of the imagery and the church and our involvement in all these things, and a layman may draw the conclusion of some sort of satanic cults or something like that, but you have to look past the surface. You have to see behind that. There is a certain amount of chaos in what's happened here. You do say deliberateness, and that is true, but you sense it, a certain amount of chaos.
Yes, subversion maybe is a better word.
Good, yes. I suspect that it's not something so obvious as satanic cults or anything like that. Again, I have some suspicions, but I'd like to confer with someone who I know has some familiarity with examining magical energies in an area such as this. We will eventually have to call somebody in to clean this up astrally anyway, so it may be prudent for me to call my friend. I want to get in touch with. I have a contact who acts as a purifier of sorts in the order, but also in that he purifies and deals with that. He also deals with Christian reagents, collecting that kind of stuff. His name is Fredo Beneventi.
Fredo, tell me about Fredo.
He's a middle-aged man, and he's been doing this for a while. He's not exactly elderly, but he's getting there. He's older. He's got a lot of experience, and he's very, very devout. But he's usually called in on things that are like this. Somehow the astral has been corrupted or tainted, and usually after an investigation is done, he's usually called in to clean it up whenever whenever that evidence doesn't need to be anymore. Things like that naturally decay, yeah. So there's no reason to preserve it. Like, you can't preserve it, so they just get him to clean it up anyway.
Okay. All right. So, hello. How's it going, Pure Heart?
Signor. Are you aware of the incident that happened here I'm at the Pantheon right now. Have you been made aware of the incident that's happened here?
I've heard bits and pieces, yes.
I'd like some of your expertise on a matter before you get called in to clean it up. I know I could have eventually wait for you to come in here, but I have a bad feeling, and I think things might be a little more urgent than that. Would you be willing to come out here and take a look at the astral?
I was already putting on my coat.
Excellent. I'll see you there. I mean, here.
Yes. All right, so while you are all waiting, I'm gonna hop over to Fritz. Fritz, you are you had access to the security room. You were given that access by the Order of St. Sylvester, so you're able to just basically waltz in and review camera footage.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. So can you give me a... let's do a matrix perception.
Okay. Which is just
Power plus logic. Yeah.
Yeah,
you get like your bonuses.
Right. So willpower plus 1, that's 12. No, I have the math is not my strong suit. And 12, and then 13, and then 14. It's 14. Boom, and reroll 2, 5 successes.
Cool. So, based off of the information you had recently got, that they reviewed the footage, but they didn't see anything suspicious, you're able to notice that there was a deliberate cut in the footage. Like there was an edit made to that footage.
Is there anything I can do to try and restore it?
No.
Okay.
But you can see that it was made right here in this office.
Dun dun dun!
Bum, bum,
Coming from inside the office.
No!
What? The edit on this computer was made on this computer? Oh my god!
Mein Gott!
Yeah, mein Gott. Mein Gott im Himmel! He gets on the horn and he's like, ah! And then it gets cut off. No, he says, it looks like there is a deliberate cut in the security footage here that was made within this office. And I'm trying to surmise what might have been cut. So what the footage? Basically, when I watch the footage, like it. What event is? So it's like one thing, and then it cuts, and then it's something else. So like
the cut is the tour group moving through the gallery, right? And then like as they leave the field of vision of the camera, you see there's like as the door that takes them into the gallery from the stairwell like pops closed, you see it kind of like jump forward a little bit like that before it closes, and you realize like there was a that was not a perfect cut,
right?
And so like that somebody else probably came through, but that was cut and it wasn't positioned in a way where it was correctly put. So like you're thinking that it was cut between the person about to enter and then the person leaving. Okay. And Anna, sorry, reading chat. True life stories. Yeah, I was anyway. Okay, so hold on. And it's at that moment that like as you make that connection, you sense like the security guy that's in here just. And he just comes at you like these claws just suddenly show up out of nowhere, and I need you to make a defense test.
Neat. I had all of my bonuses for being in VR, so I was.
Well, he's not in VR. This is physical space.
Right, but I'm saying I was.
Oh. Well.
So you're helpless?
Unless I went looked at the footage, and then came out to speak to people.
Yeah, that you would be an AR, because the thing is, you would be keenly aware that it's very possible that this guy was involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes,
so
I need to but we could put it at a -2 since you're like still coming out of.
It's up to you, dog.
Let's do that. You're coming out of VR.
That's 13. That's 11. Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. So that's going to. He just manages to swipe at you, and you take 4 points of damage. Physical damage.
Gotcha.
As like these claws just come and slash you right in the arm.
Yeah, he kind of sees this happen and gets slashed, and just kind of is still kind of trying to understand what the fuck's happening. So it's just like this security guard with claws. Is that?
Yeah, like there's something that's suddenly very off. Like whatever maybe he disguised that he was under is suddenly like just starting to come out or to fade away.
Do you call for help or yelp or are you just like, oh hey?
Would I be able to do such a thing? Are we in turn order?
We can be.
I feel like you would do it sub-vocally on instinct.
I could, but because he's coming out of VR and then immediately was like, "Ow, my arm."
Oh, that's true.
So I'm like,
that's true.
Still getting my bearings.
Then yeah, okay. So let's start with Deliverance. Oh well, I guess it would make sense. Yeah, it would have to be first Fritz, so that he could warn the group, because otherwise we're just wasting time.
Yep.
He's like, there's a security guard. He has claws, and he kind of has his whole like, whoa, just take it easy, man, and then like goes for a quick little grab of his baton and tries to give him a good smack on the head. Just give him a good
whack.
Give him a good wallop.
Go for it. Give me that close combat.
Maybe I will. 7. 10. Oh, here we go. 4 successes.
Mmm.
Nice. That's
Fritz
not
can
bad.
hold his on.
Mhm.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, you got 2 net hits, so how much damage is that?
That's 6.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you can describe the hit. It's like you.
He so like I said, like he kind of puts his arms up to keep it away, and then quickly grabs his baton and like hits it in the side of the neck, and then he's gonna try and like backpedal out of the room and close the door.
Okay. So yeah, so blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so you're trying to backpedal, and you're warning the group. So Deliverance.
Okay. I'll head down to where Fritz is, if I can reach there in time, because I'm up in the gallery, so I don't know how easy it would be to get to a control room.
We'll say you can probably get down to the first floor and meet him outside. So like you'll be in the center of the Pantheon.
Okay. Once I get there, I want to conjure up my spirit of man.
All right.
So let's get that bad boy rolling. Okay, that's 10, 6.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right.
Solid.
So describe what you summon in the Roman Pantheon.
So I summon a woman who is holding in one hand a bloody sword, and in the other hand the severed head of a man.
Ooh.
Oh.
And she looks very serene and calm, and she takes the head and kind of like swings it in front of her, and an arc makes like a big arc of blood, and goes in. I'm gonna order to head in, and well, is Fritz outside the door?
Fritz is outside the door, but your spirit has time to in there before he shuts it.
Okay. So yeah, she heads in, and I think it's time to attack this creature. Does she see it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Spirit of man, spirit of woman. Okay, so close combat. Whoa, man.
Oh,
That's not great. Let's you know what? Let's burn one of these edges. Wow. Okay.
I think I might. Nah, I'm gonna hold on to my edge. I actually also got 1 success only, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
You got base damage. What's up? What's that about? How much
Cool.
is it?
That's 3 stun. So
3 stun.
not great.
Not great, but at least you got a nice good whack in. Bam.
Yeah, better than nothing.
All right. Pure Heart.
So describe to me exactly, like, recap to me everything that, not everything that happened, but like from Pure Heart's perspective, he just saw like
Deliverance bolts down from the gallery that you guys are at, down into the first floor, summon a spirit of woman, and then ducks in. Fritz is also calling for help.
But I wasn't. Did I hear the call for? Is it assumed that I'm patched into that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always assume that everyone's patched in.
Okay, I didn't want to assume so. Okay, so.
Unless I make it a plot point that you guys are like for some reason there's matrix noise or something, but
right,
for the most
understood.
part, you always have communication.
But there's nothing currently visible, or is there? I guess one of the confusions
he's in
I
the
have
security
is,
room.
Okay.
The enemy's in the security room, so you currently do not see it.
Okay, right. I just wanted to make sure I had my head around what was going on visually. So, I will, of course, unthong my hammer, And
What?
Unsheathe?
Okay, unthong your maybe thong that hammer right back up.
hammers don't have sheaths, okay?
I know.
They have slings. You ready your hammer.
Yes, I'm gonna ready my hammer, and say a small prayer, just invoking God real fast. So.
Okay. All right, so you get to the first floor, and your action is to.
Yes, I'm just I'm basically going to back up Deliverance.
Okay.
And readying my glorious weapon.
Got it. Voltar.
How big is that room? Because there's going to be 3 people that's just like beating up
It's
on
huge.
everything.
It's huge.
Okay.
There's lots of space to move around.
Yeah, Voltar will immediately sprint over to that area.
You're jumping out the window into the room?
Sure.
Yeah, do athletics.
Alright, why not? I honestly didn't really know where I was, so...
The room is huge.
Huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
Oh god, I'm re-rolling that.
It's the greatest room to ever room. It's huge.
2 successes.
Except, of course, for my hotels.
My hotels are huge.
Huge.
Didn't know
Okay.
David Rump was here.
Yup,
All right.
It's huge.
You don't have any rerolls, right? For I thought you did
athletics?
for like
I do.
agility and stuff.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm in like.
you might wanna. Yeah, you're on your no.
I'm in Shadowrun mode because I played Shadowrun yesterday. So 2 different characters.
Fifth ed is what you mean.
3 successes.
Okay. So you like vault out of that window to just land cat-like, but the jump was higher than you expected, and the floor is that marble flooring is.
Can I roll then? Like when I land, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but like. So, I jump out of this window, into another window, into this room. It's marble flooring, so I end up landing on like my knee and then rolling, and then just going, and pain.
Yeah, like it didn't work out very well. So let's say you take like 2 stun.
I'm cool with that.
There's a ton of bad luck. You just sprint through 2 different windows, break your knee.
Yeah.
Both are on ice for the next 3 seasons.
I do get another attack though, right?
You get another. Yeah, you have another move too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Well, I'd like to move closer to it.
Yeah,
So-
if you want, you can like. If you want, you could get into the room.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, I don't know where I am in.
You are now in the first floor of the Pantheon. You jumped out from the gallery into the Pantheon, and now you can go from the Pantheon floor into the security room.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head into the security room.
Okay,
And
so you
I'll
like
get-
push past Fritz and.
Yeah, I'll pull out my Iskimmer sticks, and as I'm running, and I'll just get a running start and just wallop on this thing.
Yeah, so you see this thing with like claws, like, and it's like milky white eyes, and you just
Yeah.
go in and like.
Yeah, completely straight faced. This does not stun her at all. She's just like, I'm just gonna beat this thing.
Sure, give me your 2 attacks.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Street Sam.
Mm-hmm. Da. I need this over
I
here.
really want to make a samurai named Samantha, and she'll actually be a street Sam.
And then my other attack. So that was my first attack.
Okay, that's 1 net hit.
Awesome. I do 6p. Well, actually, it's electricity, so
So 7p.
7.
It's electric.
Or wait,
It's electric. No, that's.
oh, if it's electric, that's more stun, right? That's like 8 something stun. I think it's 8 stun.
Why is that like that? Yeah, 8. Sorry, my notes are written weird.
Well, you can describe the kill.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
This guy is especially after like the damage that's already been done to it by Fritz and the spirit, and then by you realize like this really isn't much of a combatant. He's Matrix security basically. He's like he's a camera guy. So yeah, go ahead and describe the kill.
Yeah. As I
Actually,
run
the
in-
stun, because you're not really killing him. You're just like shocking him.
That's fair. I am whacking him though. All my electric attacks have actually killed people in the past.
But this time, it actually is stun. If you want to do a second attack and see if you could like finish him off.
No, that's okay. I'll keep my second attack just in case if this security guard is human still somewhat.
Okay.
But yeah, Volter will. She's sprinting in, moves past Fritz and Deliverance and Pure Heart, and with her Eskrima sticks, just gives this overhead shot, both of them down, and it just shocks this security guard, makes him jolt around, and then he just collapses.
Yeah. So he's down.
And then Volter will twirl her Eskimo sticks in her hands and sheathe them.
Excellent. All right, so that ends that. Let me turn off this music, and yeah.
So what do we see once this thing's down?
You see the shape of a ghoul.
A ghoul.
A ghoul, which would match the description of like the claws tearing into flesh, the HMHVV that they were infected with, and Fritz, you can give me a biotech test.
Yeah, dude. Oh wait, this is a logic-based test, so I can. Sorry, so much math, so little time. That is 7. That's not nearly as much. I'm gonna use that sick, nasty, extra edge.
Yeah, that edge came in handy. We're rolling like shit tonight.
3.
3.
I only took 1 semester.
Yeah. With what you already did previously, the forensics on the bodies, you know to instinctually like check the fingernails, and yeah, you find like you find like all of the skin and blood that this thing like fucking raked off these people, yeah.
Yeah, rather like unceremoniously.
Nick Morgan, thank you.
Boom!
Whoa!
1,200 bits from Nick. So we've got a new stream boss, I think.
Thanks for refreshing that edge.
Ding.
Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Time. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Yeah, get wrecked, Katie. Try harder. So Fritz kind of like unceremoniously, he kind of walks up and crouches next to this thing and like has his telescope baton and just kind of sticks it in its mouth and like pries it open with it and is like examining it through like very scientifically, like it's disgusting, but he's just like looking over it like it's an autopsy.
So yeah, you don't find any traces of blood or skin in its mouth, which is unusual because ghouls tend to eat them because they are sustained off of metahuman flesh. This one didn't seem to, obviously, and also jives with the bodies. There was no signs of eating the bodies. It was just signs of like tearing them out.
So with my biotech, she stunned this thing, so it's still alive, right?
Yeah, it's currently knocked unconscious.
Do you have a gun on you, Voltar?
Of course.
Yeah, he like very like out of character takes like grabs your gun from your holster and pulls it out and then pops it in the head and sticks it back in his holster, and then he takes like some sort of sharp something, or he doesn't have that, so he would like hold his hand up and he's like, knife please.
I don't think Volter has one. Plot point. Plot point. She has a combat knife in her boot. There we go.
Right. Takes that, and yeah, he like, it's disgusting. He like opens this thing and sees like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're like dissecting it?
Yeah, like
he's gonna like open up. He's gonna open up like a section of its chest and like,
okay,
kind of like look inside just to see like if this is like a regular ghoul or if this is like some weird spirit BS.
Sure. While you are doing that and asking for the scalpel, I'm going to have our magically active characters roll astral perception.
That would be Deliverance. I do not perceive astrally.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I guess I can. You're right. I'm a mage. Never mind. Yes.
Yeah, you're thinking fifth ed.
Willpower and logic?
Yes. Willpower and logic. If you have any bonuses to anything astral, then that counts. Yo.
Hold on, I have to figure out how Roll20 works.
These rolls are brutal today.
Yeah.
All right, I'm edging that one too. I don't want to miss this. Okay, total of 4.
How do I
Okay.
edge? Oh yeah, roll
just
all my
re-roll any of the-
non-successes?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
I,
got
I
7.
forgot how you play games.
How do I game?
boom.
Whoa!
I got a 7 total, yeah.
All right. So Pure Heart is the only one that gets the chance to see. Like, I guess in the heat of the gunshot, Deliverance is like kind of in that moment. But Pure Heart, having had more training, sees, like, just switches into astral perception and sees this like black jellyfish-like spirit that just kind of like comes out of its body, and you recognize this immediately as a Shedim.
Dear
Shedim.
Lord.
At this point, it's about to escape. You get 1 hit on it before it
Ooh, pin it down.
runs off.
Oh yeah, well
can
for sure I
roll
will be.
perception for my spirit though too?
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it's kind of odd to.
Okay, she's
Suspect.
edging this one.
It's kind of odd to suspect a like ghoul of doing all of this, especially with pinning them up.
Okay, your spirit notices it as well. So your spirit sees this thing coming out, and just immediately you see your spirit wanting, like, run in to attack it. So you can go ahead and give me a test with your spirit. Your spirit has like this urge to just fucking strike this thing down, to smite it.
Okay, astral combat
Nope, it.
from her, so that's 3.
Okay, yeah. What is the damage on that? You got 1 net hit?
3 stun, so 4 stun, I guess. I don't know if that's the same as.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Pure Heart, you got 1 final shot at this thing.
All right, well, I'm going to wind up my Warhammer and try to strike at it. Can I do that in Astral? I guess I probably can't.
Is your hammer is your hammer like a foci?
No, it's not.
Doesn't it only need to be magical to hit spirits though? Like if it's enchanted or whatever, like you should be able to hit it, right?
Well, if it's present on the, I mean, I don't.
That's true. I don't understand. I don't know if it's like.
I had to have. My guns had to be my foci as Deadeye, so I think
Yeah.
the hammer has to be.
Do you have Astral Combat as a skill?
No, I do not.
So then, you can do a ban. Do you have Conjuring?
No.
do
This guy
banishing?
does not conjure or banish. Catholics do not banish.
The Catholics definitely banish.
Well-
Oh, I mean, they
It
don't.
does
I don't
not say-
conjure. That's what I meant to say. But he doesn't.
Okay.
His focus is combat, but for some reason, no, he does not have astral combat.
Okay. So then, how would you? So how are you designed to destroy these spirits? I just realized that's
Yeah.
problematic, huh? You can still do a conjuring test. You just don't. You're not trained in it, but you could do just straight willpower to try and banish it.
Yeah.
Pure Heart's
yeah.
all bluster.
Yeah, I may consider, because why didn't I consider that? I don't
You
know.
didn't really think about it. It was also at the time. I don't think we didn't realize that you were going to be fighting a Shedim. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are other things on my mind. Okay, well then I'll do. What do you want me to roll?
just willpower
Willpower. Got it.
and any bonuses. If you want to use any blood magic, that might help also.
Just use the blood from the ghoul.
Let's see. All of my nope. All right, so here we go. Did that not work? Let me click this again. Doop. 0 hits.
My God.
You have 2 edge to spend.
Yeah, I mean, I
extra.
could do
Yeah.
that. Okay, I'll do it.
I would.
3 hits.
Nice.
All right. So Banishing is your willpower, I think, in damage.
Yeah, I have a willpower of 7.
I always forget. I don't remember the banishing rules. We never use them. Banishing. Banish.
You know, I think my thought was while I was building this guy that he would operate as part of a team, you know, and
yeah,
and so he had a particular set of skills.
Okay, well you succeeded, so you actually deal damage equal to your willpower. How much is that?
7.
7. All right, describe the kill.
Nice.
All right, certainly he would have struck out. He would have swung the hammer, of course, but you know, not necessarily expecting it to do anything. And he said, "As I suspected," and then he yells and says, "He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings utter darkness into the light." Blam!
Just imagine Walter just watching this happen and going, "What the fuck?" Like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like he's sitting here stabbing the body and sees like 2 mages going, and he's
Yeah.
like,
I think like Walter and Fritz look at each other and then they look back at the mages like.
Yeah. And then when that happens, there's this. Everybody feels it. There's just like this sudden like, and like all of the lights in the room just start flickering off and shut down, and then come back up. And there is nothing there.
What did you do?
what, like the body's not there anymore?
Oh no, the body's there. Sorry.
That would be terrifying.
Sorry for the
Astral Boys, okay.
for the astral people. Yeah, there's nothing there.
He quickly turns to Deliverance and says, "Deliverance, did you see it?"
I didn't see it until you hit it. Is it gone? What was it?
It has been vanquished. Justice rolls on like a river. Righteousness, like a never-failing stream. I have banished it from wherever it's come from.
What was it?
My suspicions were correct. We're dealing with something dark and... We need to go.
Dark?
We need to leave here for a moment and speak in private. Not just you and I, but us.
Herr Fürhart, I apologize for the inconvenience, but not everyone here is as astrally inclined as you are, so some further explanation would be much appreciated.
Yes, I apologize. We here in the Order of Saint Sylvester, one of the many things that we do is we deal with problems in around the world, but here we've been in the Order dealing with. I hesitate to say because it concerns and bothers me, but we're dealing with a Shedim. Are you familiar with what I speak?
Am I familiar? Would I know?
What are your knowledges?
I look into AR and I look at
You Google
the
Shedim.
Archivist.
Yeah, you can give me a matrix. What do we do for matrix searches normally? We just do like
Hacking, right?
hacking.
I think that's usually what we do.
I think you could Google this, so go ahead and give me matrix perception.
Okay. Let me Google power. Oh my god, that's.
I mean, I can
That's-
Google Shedim in my real life, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that, and 4.
4.
Woo.
Okay, so yes, you do know what Shedim are. Does anyone? I want to know what other people have for their
Religion.
knowledges.
Corporate
okay.
politics and underground criminals.
Okay, Voltar definitely does not know what this is.
Yeah.
I don't think Deliverance would know what this is.
Okay.
But Fritz, so what you find is that the Shedim are recent appearances in the Six Worlds as of like about 2050 or so. They come from another plane of existence, and they are these dark, these everyone fears these spirits because what they do is they take over either astrally projecting mages. They take over their bodies and basically lock them out of being able to return to their bodies, and then basically like they die in the astral, the original person, and then they are now infiltrated in this person, or they'll also take over dead bodies and then become shambling like creatures. Yes. In most Shedims are pretty they're pretty dumb. They're very monstrous, and they just want to like murk what they can. But there's also varying levels of intelligence, and in some cases there's actually been various cases of what they call a master Shedim, which are Machiavellian genius levels of dark intellects that when they infiltrate, they're trying to look for as many, like the most powerful, they're trying to look for powerful mages that they can take over, or powerful beings that they can take over and manipulate things. And no one really knows what their goals are, but what is known is that they used to pour through a portal out in DC that then got closed by some dragons, namely Ghostwalker. And ever since then, they've been on like this fight for survival, because their access to their home plane has been closed. And so anything that's here is basically left to go extinct.
Well, that is certainly a problem.
Yes.
He says as he like wipes the knife off on the dead body and then just like hands it back to Voltar.
Yeah, she wipes it off again and sticks it in her boot.
It's been a
I
problem
assume-
for us for a long time, but my suspicions have been confirmed, and it is 100% certain that we are dealing with it, Shedim.
Well, did we take care of it then? Is it gone?
I highly doubt. No. There's virtually no chance that we have dealt with it all. Shedim of this nature, the simple one that I have just vanquished, he says very, pompous, like matter-of-factly in that
So
way
arrogant.
that it's like, yeah, there's like that tinge of arrogance to it, like, but maybe he's not even aware of the arrogance. But he says, these usually are heralded by a master of sorts, much more powerful and highly intelligent. I believe that is what is behind this darkness which we are witness to.
What's the point of the ritualistic murder then? Is it they can't possibly want to take over these bodies? It's nailed to the wall, right?
Shedim, their motives are suspect at best. Nobody's quite sure what they want, but they do seek. They seek something. They seek access to some realm that they do not have access to. That's what our scholars have best been able to determine. And what they often do is sow chaos. They love to sow chaos because they seem to feed from it. They seem to gain something from it, all in their attempts to spread themselves and their followers, these Master Shedim, in their search for a way home, I suppose. But do not mistake the story I just told you as one that is to be sympathized. These people are dark. They're not people at all. These creatures are dark and evil, and they must be destroyed. And that is what we will do.
How does one Shedim come into existence? Are they just here, or are they summoned?
They're not summoned. It's the Master Shedim that bring these lesser Shedim into existence. If we could vanquish every master off of the face of this earth, the world would be a better place. And we will begin with this. We will continue with this one.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but what I'm saying is this master that you speak of, was it called here, or did it just choose to be here? Why would it choose this location other than the religious connection?
If I could answer that question, the world would be a better place. But one thing is certain, they are not summoned like we summon spirits of other kinds and elementals. No, they are not. The Master Shedim are here, and they're difficult to find, but they roam this planet, this realm, and the best we can do is seek them out and destroy them.
So how do we seek them out?
Well, we'll have to set a trap.
Do
Trap.
I dare ask how?
Well, that's something we'll have to figure out. It's difficult to say how exactly it's done. These are tricky beasts, but we must somehow find the body. A Shedim, as well as a Master Shedim, they are bound to a physical vessel of sorts. A host body. They can only survive in them. Outside of those bodies, they will not survive. So they bind themselves to them. We must find the host of the Master Shedim. We must trap it, exorcise the Shedim from it, and then destroy it.
Exorcise the Shedim out of it. Puns. Get the shit out of it. Okay, moving on. Here, I'll use your technique. I'll self high five myself.
And do we have to kill the host like we did with this one?
No, certainly not. The host must be preserved at all costs. They are innocent, to be sure.
That's a relief. That's a relief.
Is there a certain trend or motif that Shedims have for hiding these phylacteries?
There are people we can talk to about that. I usually am one who follows orders. I usually don't. Let me say, I'm not the one that usually is tracking them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's not your job usually. You're
Yes.
you're more of a striker than an investigator.
Correct. I wield the hammer. And he holds his hammer.
All right. Okay. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I have my colleague, Fredo Benevente, coming here to read the aura of this place. He can gather some information about that. We can work with him, Deliverance, you can work with him to investigate these energies, and maybe we can learn something about it. Or at least be able to become familiar with the energy that this Shedim gives off. And then we'll go from there. We can talk to some people about where to go next.
And
Alright.
as if on cue, Fredo arrives and walks in, hands in his coat, and sees all of you and sees the body on the ground and says, "What is that about?"
Take one look into the astral, and I'm sure you will understand what we're dealing with. Yes,
Shedim.
it's our long enemy. We have to seek another one out, Fredo, and we need your help.
Take me to the bodies.
And I do.
Yeah. So at the bodies, says, "Have you heard of?" He turns to you. He's concerned and says, "Have you heard of the new techniques, the new necromantic techniques?"
It doesn't sound like something I would enjoy reading about, Fredo.
Well-
What kind of techniques?
This ritual, Master Shedim can only be summoned to this plane as part of a great form ritual, and I believe that, given the audacity of the murders here, the amount of murders, the location, that this was, in fact, the site of a great form ritual, and a Master Shedim has been summoned. And they say that other Master Shedim have developed techniques to teach metahumans to summon Shedim.
Dear Lord.
So some kind of cult or worshippers summoned it here and it committed this, or did the worshippers commit these atrocities to bring it here?
I can't say, but this atrocity was... What I would say is that this was to summon the Master Shedim. You say that this ghoul, who was a Shedim, was involved.
As far as we know, yeah.
It would appear that way.
Shedims aren't typically able to... Are not typically... Well, if they took over a ghoul, ghouls are dual-natured. It's possible that he might have been able to do this ritual. It's...
The ghoul has, like, clothing, right? Like, it didn't... Like, it
Yeah.
looked like a security guard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look him over. He has a comm link on him, I assume?
Yes, and... Yeah, and when you think about it... The guy didn't look like a ghoul, so like there was some kind of physical mask on him. There was a, and by physical mask I mean the spell. There was a disguise, so it was infiltrated in order to be able to. Now, one of the things that also you would know about Shedim is that they also learn. They get the skills and attributes of the vessel, so they basically like automatically know instinctually everything that the vessel once knew. So if it had taken over a security guard who was perhaps already masked in order to have this job, because ghouls wouldn't typically get a job here. I mean, it's... there's conjecture to be made here, but essentially if that is the case, then would have learned how to cut or maybe the ghoul was already in on it in the first place.
Right. Which is why I'm have the comm link and hoping to get some information, like if it has like any contact with anybody, if there's any messages like lol just did ritual.
Please, you come to the ritual?
Yeah, let's do a matrix perception. Or actually, no, let's do hacking. Let's do hacking. Hack it.
There's an image of like a selfie with all the bodies. Yeah.
4.
Okay, so you win. So go ahead and ask the audience. Frame the question however you'd like, and we'll have the audience tell us what you find on the comm link.
Audience, how you doing tonight? I'm Trav. Nice to meet you. This ghoul security guard's comm link, what information is there on it that will clear up information about this query?
That's maybe make that a little more specific.
Well, because the chat can either decide, because I don't want to tell the chat like, hey, like this guard was in on it, or hey, this guard wasn't in on it. Like, it's up to chat to make a suggestion that.
Man, why don't we say like a lead? Give me the lead. Give me the next lead.
Give me the Carfax, chat.
So while we're waiting for chat, so like you're ding on your phone. What's everyone else doing / talking about?
Pureheart would have said to Fredo, so they can be summoned into our world now. You're giving me... You threaten to shatter my resolve and hope, Fredo. I cannot believe that this has happened. It's going to make our work in the Order much more difficult.
It was only a matter of time before they found another way into our world.
Fredo, do you know of any past instances of this happening? And do you know what the results were?
Oh man, there was a really famous case. I'm trying to remember. The leader of the Islamic something movement.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, was revealed to be a master Shedim, and they had so there was this guy basically at the head of this Islamic movement and was just, I think that was the guy that was causing all of these wars.
Yeah, I believe it was a semi-terrorist / pseudo-political organization that was pretty big and highly well known and whatnot, and making big waves in the world and in the political stage and everything, and then it was determined to be, like you said, the leader was determined to be a master Shedim. And thank you, Coop.
Thanks, Coop.
For this 14-month sub. Bam! That's awesome. Thank you. So yeah, so there was basically
okay.
Master Shedim infiltrated in high ranks, causing
right.
And that's what they do, right? There's no real known motive for why they do this, but what the pattern is that there's no pattern, right? They just sow chaos.
They like to ensure humanity's demise. And actually, really, one of the reasons would be the more humans that die, especially in a concentrated area, the more bodies there are to be able to be Shedims, rise, and then zombie apocalypse.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
So it can happen. That'd be a cool scenario to play in Anarchy world.
Mm-hmm.
If Shedims actually took over and the zombie apocalypse was happening.
Shedim zombies.
That would be so fucking awesome. Can you imagine a team of mages that had to survive against zombie? Oh.
Led by Pureheart.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. I want to see the art of that.
Right?
I am going to take Nick Morgan's suggestion and tweak it so it's not as ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
What?
Sam
Yeah, we're in
emailed
that
out
ridiculous
releasing a
suggestion.
Shedim that is apparently real. So rather than it being like a Nigerian prince email, it's like this is a ghoul who had to mask himself to be a security guard. And he's already strapped for cash, so he looks Fritz finds this correspondence between this ghoul and a question mark that basically offered him a large sum of money since he was already on the inside as a security guard to perform all of this and release the Shedim. What this guy didn't know was that he was gonna also get murdered and would be the host for the Shedim. So he finds that there was a party that wanted this to happen, that paid this guard to do so.
Interesting. I like that.
So he asks...
So give yourself the plot point for that.
Thank you.
Solid.
2 plot points because I took the suggestion. He says, Pureheart, you don't happen to have any knowledge of a group of people, occult or insurgents who are local to Italy that would be pursuing these rituals and releasing Shedims? Would you? You are constantly battling this. Do you have any ideas as to who might have done it?
Now that you mention it, I do know. I haven't paid any much mind to them before because, I only found out just moments ago that it was even possible to bring Shedim into this world. But there's a group of, I only called them hooligans, that were trying to play at dark rituals, and they were largely ignored by myself and my team. This group is known as Chat.
Chat is a very interesting name.
Yeah.
I feel like this chat keeps coming up.
I'm thinking, this is out of character now. This group of like upstart.
Hooligans.
The hooligans.
The Gooligans. Wow. They upstart young like.
Can we have a gray man a plot point? Like.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know that I'm gonna be able to turn that one down. But that they're like a group of young like upstarts. They're like punk. Young kids, older teenagers and young 20-somethings and whatnot, and they're like, we normally encounter them and we're just like, oh, those guys, what are they doing?
You silly
Yeah.
kids.
But it's like, no, yeah.
Okay, well, actually, I might have a way to interject here.
Yes.
I will spend my plot point, and I'm gonna say they are the Mercury's Maidens.
Mercury's
Ooh.
Maidens.
Sounds awesome. Do I know any of this group from my underground criminal knowledge? Are they well known, or is it just in this area?
This would be a little harder to know, but I'll let you go ahead and roll me a memory test. So that's going to be logic plus logic.
I am not smart, but
I
okay.
also matrix search this
I have
alongside to get more information. If they have like a forum, if I could sign up for their
successive.
newsletter.
A Tumblr account.
Yeah, no, Voltaire knows this though. All right, so they are they're basically like a bunch of hornets. They're basically like a hit and run mob. They're able to smash and grab before scattering, moving incredibly quick on their roller skates.
So like Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
What was their name again?
Mercury's Maidens.
Mercury's Maidens.
That's such a cool
Yeah,
name.
they're all female.
Like the Greek god Mercury? Or like
Yeah.
That's the Roman god, perhaps?
That's
Roman god,
Mercury is
okay.
Roman, yeah.
But we haven't paid much mind to them before because they're nothing really. I mean, they're pests.
They're mostly armed with like melee weapons, like aluminum baseball bats and stuff. And
I'm tempted to spend a plot point to find roller skate tracks.
In the blood.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is this group part of Shadowrun lore, or was it made up for the?
It was made up. This is backstory from a Venzi's stream boss.
Oh my god, chat!
Ooh,
Sure.
good
You guys
stuff.
are amazing coming up with all this shit. That's
All right.
awesome.
Don't feed in.
Well.
I'm sorry.
As much as I hate to admit that these idiots are who we might be dealing with, we should never turn down. We should investigate all leads, especially if they're the only ones we have.
Mm-hmm.
Pierheart,
Yes, Voltar.
do not underestimate people. Many are capable of things, even if you might find them lower than you.
You're right. Sometimes it takes one such as one you don't expect to remind you to be humble. Thank you, Voltar.
You're welcome.
I have to say though, it's a group of idiots banding together for a cause they think is righteous is a very dangerous thing. At
Again,
any
Fritz,
juncture.
wisdom beyond your... How old do you look?
He's old.
Okay.
He's very old.
Age
looks
comes with wisdom.
middle-aged.
Age comes with
Yeah.
wisdom, I see, Fritz. You are
Like
correct.
older middle-aged, right? You look more like your 50s.
He's
to 55,
Yeah,
60,
I would say so.
60.
Yeah. He's definitely got some
graying.
salt in his pepper.
Yeah. Peppa.
Salt in his pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pushing his 50s.
Oh man, I wish I could hand out plot points. That was good.
Yeah, and you... I wonder if you would know that.
I don't know, but yeah.
I'm going to take Palmer's suggestion that the maidens in recent months, not months, but even weeks, have a new charismatic leader.
That's good. Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Do you have any contacts maybe that know that would maybe for some reason know about a Roman roller derby gang of
Let's
young upstarts.
Like I said, if we don't, I could Google and see if they have like a MySpace account or something, you know?
Now
Excellent.
that
What
you mention
about
it.
what's his name?
I think like if they are that like much of like hooligans and just teenagers being dumb, I feel like they would have like a Tumblr account or something. Like I feel like that would be a thing that they would
Yeah.
like, you know.
What's the canon version? It was
Me
it's
feed.
like me feed.
Yeah, they have a me feed
There you go.
a me feed page.
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like that would
plot-
be a thing.
I'm gonna spend a plot point, and I'm straight up stealing this from Mr. Robot. That's how they plan their attacks. That they use me feed and they use coded language to
Yes.
get everybody to come in together, and then everybody shows up at that location and they do their,
Yeah.
you know, somebody has some kind of planned route. They sort of have a way of organizing themselves. So
That's so good.
Nice.
yeah, straight. That is not original.
Yeah, it's,
Thanks, Rami
Credit.
Malek.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the charismatic new leader, I love how all of this just like you guys just unknowingly basically uncovered this character that Avenzi's got. How do we want to say that you guys find out about this leader? Somebody has to have a person or a something.
Because they never
Because me feed?
left the premises.
Because he's right there.
He's right behind you.
They're all women. She's right there.
She's right behind you. That's right.
I don't have
Oh, yeah, yeah.
anybody in my. I don't have anybody in my context that's
Mhm.
connected to religious things or something like that.
mean,
Unless they
someone you
like.
met
What
in
about the
the
guy
past.
who sent us here?
Yeah,
What's his
unless
name?
they like.
Oh yeah.
Ralph
Ralph Macchio.
Marquez
Macchio.
and Ralph Macchio, yeah.
Giovanni
no,
Macchio.
No, the other guy.
Giovanni Macchio.
The guy back in
Marquez.
Detroit.
El Marquez.
El Marquez. He knows
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Archivist.
Yeah. Archivist also has. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Just for the hell of it. So
Start there.
ask
Yeah,
Archivist
no.
if he has it.
Since they have like their me feed or whatever, why don't we just call this a hacking test? Go ahead and hack their ultra secure gang site.
Yeah, dude. So that's 10, 11, 12. I have
Oh my
to
God, could you imagine, like-
Oh my
Like a li-
God, I am re-rolling just because I hate you.
Can you? I love how angsty you sounded right there, Travis.
Oh my
There
God,
you go.
Kevin.
There you go.
Jesus.
Just burning all this edge. It's gonna go great when you have to fight the Master
I
Shaman.
have, I have never, I haven't used a single one of my base edge.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how I'm gauging it.
Okay, great. So, yes. So you find out that yes, there is a brand new charismatic leader, a 21-year-old girl named Larunda.
What a name.
La Runda.
Huh.
Wonder if it's a fake name. Like her real name's like.
I mean, they all usually have like a
Is-
gang name.
Is your real name Volta?
Yeah.
I do not know my real name.
Hey, same.
My real
Hey, what's
name
your name?
is Pureheart.
So when you were born, your mother looked at you and went, "Pure heart."
No, that's my last name.
Oh.
His first name is George.
Yes.
So what you're saying is your mama when she met your daddy, she looked at him and went, "Pure heart."
Yes.
All right. So you have a lead,
Perhaps. I wasn't there for obvious reasons.
and you know what? Something else that we should do is we should ask chat to tell us where. So they use MeFeed, which Fritz just hacked to meet somewhere. Where are they meeting in Rome? And this can be
It was the upstairs
anything
of
in
the coffee shop
Rome.
we already were at.
I was just about to say,
Yes.
it's the soy bucks.
I'd like to make it somewhere where they would actually want to go to and roller skate all over.
Yeah, there's
So,
a big giant.
I don't think they would be able to
Seedy
make it into the
underbelly
Vatican. They
of
wouldn't make it into the
Rome.
Vatican, you know.
A
What?
police
They don't. What are they? A bunch
They wouldn't
of.
make it to the Vatican City.
They don't let roller skates in the Vatican.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone roller skates in Vatican City.
That sounds like a likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Likely.
Not even the Pope can roller skate, and it's his favorite pastime.
Screw that, man.
He
Skate or die.
there
Skate or
Probably
die.
has a
Man.
roller skate chamber.
Yeah.
Cat, maybe you can
Do
help
not-
us with this. Isn't there some sort of
not bother me
place
while I'm
in Rome where they would have like races, like old chariot races, or maybe I'm thinking of Spain.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a courtyard where they would have chariot races, and it's a public space until they have these like horse races every year.
Are they
I'm, like,
official or are
looking
these
through
like
the list
back
of-
street like illegal chariot races?
No, it's like a big huge deal.
I
That's
love the
amazing.
idea of cyberpunk illegal chariot racing.
Yeah,
Me
man.
too.
How fucking great is that?
Like chariot street racing.
With like blades on the wheels and.
Oh god.
Yeah.
If they-
Mono whip.
Oh my
They're all
I
decked out
wonder-
like NASCARs.
Hippodrome?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the hippodrome. I'm thinking of.
Hippodrome.
I might be thinking of somewhere in Spain. Let me check
like-
it out.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna Google this Hippodrome because I was about to do Roman Forum, but I'm like that's really uneven.
What about the Colosseum?
yeah.
What if their main hangout is the Colosseum? Make it the Colosseum.
I like
Hey,
the
I-
I
Colosseum.
just said the calling.
It's also
Yeah.
so does Savina's.
Hippodrome.
Sponsored chariots. I know, right?
Yeah.
Sponsored chariots. Like they're all like NASCAR logos all over this chariots and the horses.
They got flames on them.
Yeah.
The problem is that a lot of the stuff is ruins, so I don't. Well, I guess no.
That would
like,
make a good place to
Aren't they-
rollerblade, though.
I
And
was gonna,
roller
yeah, I was gonna say,
skate.
aren't they like underground punk?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but a lot of it's like grass overgrown. You know what I mean? The
Oh.
the Circus Maximus.
That might be the thing I'm thinking.
That's pretty tasty.
Yeah, I think that is the Hippodrome.
Hey Nick, there you go.
The Circus Maximus. Yeah. So there you go. It's like so if you look up the Circus Maximus, it's like this. Yeah.
An
it's like
ancient
this
Roman
big-
chariot racing stadium and mass entertainment venue located in Rome, Italy.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like a really long. It's like a penis-shaped. I mean, really, it is because it's like
I
it's got
know,
a base,
but-
and then it's
I know,
like a,
it's
it's like a it's a penis.
It's
Yeah, it is pretty phallic.
Yeah.
Phallic
know.
building.
At the
It's
right.
like
Okay,
it's really
look at it.
long. It's
It's
really
really
long and it
flat.
ends in an oval. Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
know what a penis looks like. Or, I mean, maybe.
Well, maybe,
Maybe we
not.
don't.
I-
There's
Maybe.
different shapes of penis. It could be
A
bent.
minimum of
Exactly.
3 of us know what a penis looks like.
Yeah, fair enough.
5 out of 5 shadow.
I need to go see
know
what
what a
Dexter-
penis looks like.
Doesn't your penis look exactly like that?
I did
don't
not
know.
mean to alienate anyone. I apologize.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
All right. So yeah. So they're going to meet at the Hippodrome after.
Because mine looks like a rectangle. Doesn't mean you can make fun of.
How
All
dare
right,
you?
all right.
Yeah. So we're gonna meet at the Hippodrome after, like, let's say after midnight.
So,
Okay.
okay, wait. Did anybody suggest that in chat? Because if so, I have to put it into raffle because that was a lot of conversation. It's back and forth.
Okay, yeah.
Who said it first? Hippodrome? I think Palmer said it first.
Hippodrome is the first.
Or Circus
Yeah.
Maximus. If we're going with that, it's Nick Morgan.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's give it to. Could be either.
Do you just want me to give it to both?
I mean, that was kind of our idea-ish.
It
too,
was, yeah.
But yeah, nah.
Palmer's giving it away. If he's
Okay,
still with
then
that.
yeah, you can give it to Nick. All right.
Nicky
So you've
Moore.
got a lead, you've got a target, you've got questions, and murders to avenge. And I think is a good time to take a 5-minute break, a 10-minute break.
10 minutes.
Luxury.
10-minute break. Yes, ding ding.
Oh,
All right. So
God.
we will return with the possible conclusion question mark of this arc. So
Are you
stay-
asking Bobby back for a third?
Yeah, Bobby is a permanent.
Bobby, you are
Get
now our
over it.
permanent third group character.
I'm here as many times as you need me. So
Throw it on stream forever. You'll be our coach. You'll like we have our DM and we have our coach.
Yeah.
I have to say, it is very nice to just focus on GMing and not the stream, and not
I
be
bet.
like, oh my
I
god,
bet.
oh my god, my stream, my everything.
yeah,
No,
I
this is-
remember that feeling last time I was on this show.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess I don't get
All right.
that anymore.
Until I resolve it and I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
take.
I'm
care
just
of myself.
joking. I'm
Anyway,
just joking. I'm glad to do it. All right, we're ready to take a break.
we are
Yeah.
ready to take a
All
break.
right, we'll be back in 10
Stick
minutes.
around, everybody.
See you in 10.